Video's
Hi,
rolling.
everybody.
Oh,
Oh.
sorry.
So,
Go ahead.
okay. Yeah, we need the thing.
I know.
Right?
Clicker clacker.
Take one.
Okay. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Talk of the Town.
Pause. Sorry. Let's do it again one more time. Go ahead.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Talk of the Town with me, Lynn About Town, here in my town of sunny Clearwater, Florida. And today I have a wonderful guest, a good friend, an incredible educator, a dad, a businessman, a film producer, go on and on. It is Mr. Jim Zwers. Welcome, Jim.
Thank you.
Jim is the head of school of an incredible local school, a private school called Clearwater Academy International. And Clearwater Academy International is near and dear to my heart. I have my grandkids there, and I have a lot of friends, and through the years of living here in Florida, Clearwater Academy has just become part of my family. And I wanted Jim to talk about some of the really exciting things and what makes Clearwater Academy unique. What would make it so that a young man in Kansas City should come to Clearwater, Florida for his high school education or elementary education? But more importantly, what is unique about Clearwater Academy? And I would do not anywhere near as good a job as Mr. Wonderful Jim Zwers.
Thank you.
So tell us, in your opinion and based on all your experience,
Yep.
that's what people want to know. What makes Clearwater Academy unique?
Well, I think it would start with the philosophy that we approach education with. You know, we're very student-centric, meaning we're very focused on how is the student doing, are they learning, are they progressing, and it's very focused on each student as an individual.
Okay.
I fell in love with the school before I worked there. I was a parent of 3 children at the school, got involved, became active in the school, became a board member, and then eventually the head of school, which I am today.
I did not actually know that.
Yep, yeah. So, I fell in love with the school first as a parent, and then been able to, further that passion as administrator of the school. Okay. The core thing, there's a couple core philosophies, that make the school unique, and that is the way like I said, we're very focused on the student as an individual. So we do a lot of things academically with students as individuals. There's a lot of sort of self-paced education steps that they'll do. There's stuff that they'll do like where we're using their goals and purposes as young people to educate. Yeah, we align their education to the goals and purposes. We're very much building each student's academic program unique to them. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I think of that because as you grow, you learn more and more things about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And so to be in an environment where someone is helping you nurture those strengths and interests, I mean, that's phenomenal. I would have loved that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've had a chance to help create the school I would have wanted to go to as a child, so that's really
Wow.
nice. Yeah, yeah.
Well, we have a football helmet here.
Okay, do you have a football helmet?
It's
Yes.
big. I haven't seen one in a while. My kids were not big football guys. They were soccer, baseball,
Yep.
etc. in New
Yep.
Jersey. But tell me why you have that here today.
Well, because if you're going to play football, you need a helmet. Okay, Lynn? So we're going to go outside of the parking lot.
Melon.
You and me are going to go out in the parking lot. I have the helmet. I hope you brought your helmet, because you're going to be at a big disadvantage, right?
I tell you the truth, I wasn't prepared, but I think I have a Honda helmet. Maybe I'll.
That's just a Honda and a prayer and across your fingers will be good. Yeah, no, we have an excellent football team at the school. Okay, so Clearwater Academy Knights, we're a nationally recognized football program, actually internationally recognized. As one of the things, following the same theme of goals and purposes and stuff like that. 15 years ago, we had no football. We were playing some flag football in middle school, stuff like that. I knew some of our students really wanted a football program, and so when we had the opportunity to join a league of 8-man, like 8-on-8, normal football's 11-on-11, so to join 8-on-8 league, we jumped on that opportunity. We did that for about 7 years. We were many times state champions in the state of Florida for that, and then we, in 2016, jumped up to 11-man football.
What a big transition
Big
that
transition.
is.
Yeah, it was a big transition. Big, and fortunately, what we were able to do with a lot of during our formative 8-man years, stuff like that, we developed a lot of our culture, a lot of our coaching philosophy and stuff like that, which we were able to then immediately transfer over to our larger program, and we've been highly, highly successful in, like shockingly successful in basically in 4 seasons. We've reached we were currently ranked last year in the top 1.5% in the whole
That's
nation.
incredible.
Yeah.
What I think is so cool is obviously when you have a dog in the fight or a grandkid in the school, you have more affinity for such.
Sure.
But I started looking, I was like, I hear about the football program, but let me dig in a little bit. And I did, and I'm telling you, the press that you guys have gotten,
Right, yeah.
and it's not like, the Bel Air Bee. This
Right.
is like real press.
National press, national articles, things
And,
like that, yeah.
and the students going on to these Division I,
Yeah.
it's Division I schools,
Division
right?
I schools, we were probably the top recruited, we're certainly the top recruited school in the Tampa Bay area. We had more Division I athletes signed scholarship offers this year than any school in the area. And then in the state of Florida, maybe number 2 only behind IMG, which is a football factory. That's their whole thing. It's a sports academy.
That's quite
Yeah.
remarkable.
Yeah.
Also, I know that you have some football players from Italy. You have some
Yep.
football players from.
We got some Canadians, we got some Germans, we got as an international school, Clearwater Academy, its full name is Clearwater Academy International, and we've always been a school that was geared toward and serviced international students. So we've always had a global view. It's been a great experience for our American kids to have kids in their classrooms from all over the world.
They love it.
Yeah, and we also are authorized by Homeland Security to issue student visas for students to come to the country. Not every school can do that.
What an administrative curve that must have been. So you've
that's
got
a
some
drill.
sharp.
That's the thing. Yeah.
You've got some sharp administrators
Yeah,
handling
yeah.
that.
No, that's a lot of extra administration. You're right, and
But if a parent were listening, then that would make them at least comfortable because they were like, "Whoa, what he just said, I wouldn't even know where to begin with that."
yeah.
And then, so you guys have that down.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one of the things that's nice. It's nice culturally in the school to have, again, a good blend of a lot of different cultures, languages, ethnic backgrounds, things like that. And then, in the football world and in sports and also for basketball now, we've got kids coming from all over the world because they want to play American football, they want to play in an American basketball program, they want to go to American colleges, and so we're a destination for them.
That's great.
Yeah.
Hey, so I was thinking, I was at an event last night with the Clearwater Chamber. They've now merged the Beach Chamber and the Downtown Chamber.
Finally.
Right,
Finally.
yes,
Good.
it's been in the works
Yeah.
a long time. And I was thinking how when Clearwater and St. Pete, the tourism boards, they merge,
Yep.
and so they share the money. But it literally, the video I watched, and I love our beach, was only about the beach. And so I'm going like, okay, they're going to start showing, the other
Yeah.
stuff, and they didn't. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's my point. But I was thinking the football guys are happy you're talking about football.
Right.
But now I'm going to I want you to tell all the other things because
Yeah.
not everybody's a football mom and not everybody's a football player.
For sure. And football is a big topic because we're so successful at it and we get a lot of recognition for it, but it isn't it's not what we're about. I mean, it is, we're very proud of it, but it's not our core, right? So, again, going back to philosophy, really our philosophy and at our core is sort of the goals-oriented education. So we have students with a lot of different goals and purposes. Yes, we have students who have athletic goals and dreams and things like that, and we're supporting them in that. But we've also got a lot of academic-minded kids and artists and performing artists and things like that that are very successful in the school as well. Just not as many trophies for those things,
What's one of your newer sports? Is it volleyball? Is it beach volleyball?
Well, we have regular volleyball, regular on-court volleyball, so girls volleyball, high school and middle school. So we've got
And
that
they're
going.
doing really well.
They're doing really well.
It's like a new program.
Yeah, they're in
and-
their second season, and they're just, just whatever. They're just racking up more and more wins, so that's exciting, and I love it, and I love that the fact that the girls have that that option for that really highly competitive sport, you know.
Mhm.
And they're really good, and we have good coaches and good, you know, just a good team. Really proud of them. You know, first season was rough, trying to figure it out, figure out, you know, a lot of
Sure.
the stuff. And
As would be with anything.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And then this last season, they really took off, and they got a ton of wins and stuff like that. So it's really great.
You know, I'm going to put in a pitch for Clearwater Academy's being in Clearwater, and I'll tell you why. I lived in New Jersey, and I had 4 children, and it was soccer, baseball, and very often the seasons just were joined.
Right.
So we're talking rainy, cold, just what it took for this mom to get those uniforms on those kids and force them, no, you're on a team, mommy, it's cold, I don't want to go, you know. And I'm thinking of like the beauty we have of volleyball, you know.
Oh my God,
Football.
we live in paradise here, really.
Yeah.
You know, it's so great.
I mean, who wouldn't want to come here to go to school and then to be goal oriented and
Yeah.
when you said, what was it? You said student centric. So
Yeah.
is that a known term in
No,
education?
it's just our own term. I mean, it's just the English language too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, but it's like, you know, if you have a business that's customer centric, you know, you kind of go, well, it seems kind of obvious, like, well, of course we care about our customers, of course we care about our students, but you know, the decision is sort of like, you know, the truth is when you get into a lot of schools, they're going to be like curriculum centric. They're really all about their curriculum and their education
And their test
philosophy
scores
and their
or
test
whatever.
scores. Or other schools are going to be very, you know, teacher centric, and they're all about the teachers and this and that and things like that. And you know, we're very student centric. We're just very concerned about how each student's doing individually. We track their individual progress, and we track it on a weekly basis. We don't wait till the end of the quarter and see who failed and who passed. We want to know every week how their students are progressing. We have a you know, custom designed computer database that helps us track progress.
Really?
You know, throughout the year, yeah, and kind of keep the kids moving, keep them motivated. If they're running into difficulty, if they start to fall behind, we can jump on it immediately. So we're very, very focused that way.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So let's say you were saying something about students keeping track or an individual track
Yes.
for each student. How does that work? What makes what Clearwater Academy unique in that aspect?
Yeah, so something that's very clever in the way the school curriculum is designed is it's designed in chunks of study or academic blocks, right? And like let's say it's kind of like a study guide. So you'd have like for math, for a year of math, you'd maybe have like 20 different study guides, you know, and or something like that. And the good thing about that is we have them categorized in such a way that they can be sort of assembled in different ways for different students. So let's say a student comes in, they're in 3rd grade, but they're really missing some 2nd grade skills.
Okay.
So then,
Which is very common.
very common. You know, the first thing we'll do is we'll do some diagnostic testing when the student first arrives to find out where they're at academically on their different subjects and stuff. And then what we'll do is we'll design the program where we'll take a little bit from this Lego box and a little bit from this Lego box, and we'll kind of see what skills the student is missing. So then we can ensure that they fully have like a very solid foundation for all their academic skills, all their expected knowledge. It's not like, oh well, you know, I kind of you know this thing, but I never really learned that thing. Well,
Yeah.
we'll go back and fix whatever holes
Yeah, and
there
I'm not
are.
really going to
Yeah.
be into pre-algebra, so I'm just
No,
going to,
no.
yeah.
I'm not gonna need math. You know,
Yeah.
I'll never need math, so I don't care, right? No,
Yeah.
but you know, it's like
So then you see each kid, and then they have, like you said, these chunks, these
yeah. So
segments.
each student has their own academic program, and they're supposed to get a certain number of these modules, or what we call them check sheets or study guides, done each week. And so we're able to track that progress. We'll be able to check their scores on how they're doing at the end of each piece as well.
Oh,
So
good.
then sometimes what we'll do is, for example, if a student is having difficulty, I mean, like using math is an easy example because you go, okay, well, you go addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division as sort of a stepping stones of knowledge. Well, if you never really understood like subtraction well, you're going to have trouble with division. or
Absolutely.
Things like this, right? So what happens is, let's say, in a typical school, you're going to be moving a class along as a group, as a class. They all do the same thing at the same time,
That's
and you
right.
hope. And if you think about that, it's a bit like saying, like, good, so, and this is expected. It's expected that, you know, 20% are not going to get it.
Right.
20% will be done early, and then that 20% is going to be bored. The ones at the end are going to be lost, and the guys in the other will form the curve in the
You're
middle.
counting on that, yeah.
Yeah, it's just expected, right? And then, and in fact, if you aren't losing students, then you're like, oh, well, then your program must be too soft, right?
Yeah.
And then so then if I feel really sorry for the kids that are ahead. So our kids are able to move at their own pace. If a student needs more time to get a full comprehension of a subject, just give more time. If a student is ready for the next work and hungry for the next work, and we can keep moving faster and faster. So it's really a self-paced system that way.
And what sense that makes too, like let's say, Susie has this check sheet for her English studies, this for the math, this for the science, okay. And the moms and dads already know that may be her weak area or the one that she's got aversion to. Well, when you see that there's no check sheet progress,
Yeah.
then I would imagine it's just real easy to see because there it is.
Yeah, it's very black and white.
Yeah.
It's very black and white. But because we look at it that way, because we expect a student to fully know a subject when they complete it. So we're not saying like, okay, well, if you get a 70%, that's a C, so just move on, or 60% or D.
Or we'll
whatever.
curve it up, or any of that
we
stuff.
expect 100%. Like if you studied this material, we expect you to have that knowledge.
Right.
Okay. So, so if it takes more time to get that knowledge, if you need extra help, we're going to get that, because again, it's all about building a strong foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And if the thing is, like, imagine this. Imagine as a school, imagine as a parent. Let's say you bring your parent in, and you can either I am paying for 1 year of schooling, which means my child is there, 5 days a week and well supervised and well looked after, or you can go, well, I'm paying for 1 year of knowledge.
Mm.
Okay, and we don't price it that way or something, because that's weird. But if you think about I'm actually paying for a year's worth of knowledge. I'm paying for a 3rd grade level of knowledge or a 4th grade level of knowledge. Then that's what you should get.
That's right.
Right. So just like if you buy a car, you're not going to be like, well, I'm going to go to the Ford dealership and I'll either get a car that's Ford Focus that's like a D or an A or a B or C grade, No, I want to get all of them should be an A. All of them should come off the assembly line and be a fully formed
Right.
product. So,
Well, it's true. The simple question when you say something, do you know that?
Yep.
What are you saying? Do you have the knowledge of that? Is it yours?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the kids, they're signing off, and the teachers are signing off when they know it.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly right.
And that may take 3 times through. I used to
Yeah.
say, with me, for lack of a better way of saying it, but I used to say, I need that 3rd explanation,
Yeah.
and then the light bulb goes on.
Yeah.
And it used to bother me, but luckily I had some good teachers that just knew that. Like, Lynn, you're going to get this. And I go, I'm stupid. I can't get this math. It was always with math.
Yeah, sure.
And they'd go like, no. And then they'd come in another way. And then I'd start to see the light a little bit. And then when that light bulb goes on, what am I actually saying? I know it.
Right.
Like, it's mine.
Yeah.
So I can imagine that's.
Yeah, so this really leads into two very important things, right? Which is, one, in most circumstances or in many schools, that would have just been like, well, that student's just dumb in math and we're going to move on.
Right.
Sorry, you're not going to be a mathematician, because you're not capable of learning it, or you're not capable of learning it in the
Or,
same
well,
amount
I
of
have
time.
21 kids. I don't have the time
Exactly.
to work with
Exactly.
Susie. The moms can,
Which is why it's one thing to have a philosophy, but then you need an organization that supports that philosophy. So scheduling wise, support resources for the teacher, parental support, different things like this. So we also have tutors on staff who, if a student needs one-on-one help, that's another resource that's available. Things like this. So there is it does take an administrative system that supports
Sure.
the academic philosophy.
Sure, because
Yeah.
just spotting where the weakness is not going to be enough. Like,
No.
I found out what their problem is.
Yeah.
What's the
And
solution? Oh, we don't have that.
Right.
we,
And
just,
Lynn-
we just know they have a problem.
Right, and I can tell you that the amount of kids that will get in that have come out of other school systems, and I don't knock other school systems,
No.
I don't knock other teachers, because their challenges are different than my challenges, and I'm not saying I do a better job in that circumstance, but I do get a lot of kids that come in, they're years and years behind. I mean, again, using math as an example, because it's very linear, it's very easy to measure. The amount of kids that come in, they feel they're stupid in math.
Right.
I can't learn math, I'm dumb in math. And we
Right.
start to groove them in with our system, and they start to learn, they start to clean up some of their past education, stuff like that. They're like, oh my God, actually I'm smart at math now. I
Look
like
at that.
math. We have kids who like math who used to feel like they're just dumb, like oh, I'm just dumb in math, you know, and it's just like.
And really, at the end of the day, what exactly does a parent want but their kid thriving and doing well? And
Right.
And that's having knowledge and not looking in and saying I'm bad or I'm stupid or something. That's the opposite of what we want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then you marry that in together with our viewpoint of like studying with a goal in mind. Like my education is so I can do X, Y, or Z. Then now your education has a reason. Now there's a reason you're studying. Like so, most kids, I think, would be like, why do you go to school? Well, because I have to, and because I want to get out of here and I want to graduate, right? That's their goals. What's your goal? My goal is to not get in trouble.
Or I'm here to see friends. I have, you know.
Right, exactly. So if you can imagine taking a class of students and going like, okay, well, we're going to have each of these students are going to be interviewed by one of our staff. We're going to have a kind of a career consultation with them. We're going to determine what their interest is in life, what they want to accomplish, and gear their education to that. Now you've got a completely different student. Now you have a student who's studying for a reason.
Totally, and it's for winning. You know, the kid then is also, also I just thought of what as another plus point to that. You're now dealing with the individual, and the individual knows you're dealing with him as an individual.
That's true.
Because it doesn't matter if you're 9 years old or if you're 10. If you felt like you're just there and you're just a cog in the wheel and you're not you're not really being addressed as a person.
Right.
I think that's a failure too. Children should be seen and not heard,
Yeah.
or any of that. So it
Yeah.
sounds like the opposite of that, and I think that would probably make a kid happier to be where the heck they are at any time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you think about this, imagine you are, as an adult, because let's just assume kids are not that different from adults.
Yep.
They're younger, they have less experience, they have less knowledge, but mentally, psychologically, they're not terribly different, right? So imagine you go to your work, you hate your job, your boss yells at you most of the time for things you don't understand why, and you have no reason to be there, and you're really not even being paid. You're just forced there to go there by law. Like what kind of work environment is that going to be for you?
Not good.
Right?
Not going to be a lot of create coming out of that.
No, you are going to be like protesting it a lot. You're going to be like resisting it. On a daily basis.
And then if you get a directive and you need more clarification, you're not allowed to get that because there's no time.
Right.
Oh, you missed it the first time. Now you're just even going.
Now you cannot be. So now you're in an environment where you cannot win. You cannot be successful in that environment. How fun are you going to want to go to work every day?
Not
it's
fun
just
at
not a
all.
thing.
Not fun at all. And we have all these awards and things for top teacher and best and the brightest, and you see why, because I think when a system, and this would be for anything, when it gets so big, it gets to the point where you lose that humanity. It's inevitable, kind of.
Yeah.
So I mean, so how would one go about finding out really about your school? Do you welcome people to come for tours? I mean,
Absolutely.
especially if it's out of state, right?
Yeah, clearwateracademy.org. Our phone number is 727-688, no, that's my cell phone, 727-446-1722, 1722. Just stop by, ask for admissions, come to reception, call, whatever.
Do you ever do like a big annual open house or?
We really should. We typically don't. We do a lot of events. We do a lot of fundraiser events. We do a lot of community events. We do a lot of sporting events. We put on 5 shows a year.
Oh my God, the shows!
Right? Yeah, we have great shows, and adding another open house. And just like we look at the calendar, like when's it going to happen?
I was more thinking of like if let's say. There is someone out of state.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously you have the Homeland Security line, et cetera, for out of the country. So you must have like a certain pattern or something you do. What could someone expect if they are in Missouri and they go, I heard about this school through a cousin, or how does that get hooked up? Do you do like a little private thing for them? Or?
So first of all, I mean, for anybody who's an out-of-state student or out-of-country student, we set them up with a family to live. So we have a homestay program is what it's called. We're not a boarding school, but we organize homestay situations where they'll stay with a host parent, host family. They'll sleep and eat there and whatever, and that person will be the responsible guardian for the student while they're going to Clearwater Academy. So that's one thing. The other thing is, in terms of finding out and getting information, every student's and every parent's situation is very unique.
Mm-hmm.
So, like a lot of the general information about the school is right on the website.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff on our Facebook, Clearwater Academy on Facebook, Clearwater Academy Nights on Facebook. There's a lot of our sports stuff. But when somebody calls in and talks to our admissions director, Alexandra, she will help answer any specific questions.
To their
help-
personal,
yeah,
to their personal requests and needs
exactly.
and whatever.
Going over pricing, going
Yeah.
over if there's a homestay needs to be organized.
If they wanted to come over the
scheduling.
course of a weekend to see the area.
Absolutely.
You know,
And it's very common. It's very common. I mean, it's not like.
I'm just
Okay.
thinking as a mom, like when my
Yeah.
daughter had to go to a 5-week ballet camp, it was
Right.
like,
Yeah.
you're going to where?
Yeah.
University of Alabama, what?
Yeah.
You're in the dorms? Who supervises you? Are
Yeah.
the college boys still there?
I know, right?
You know,
Exactly.
are they
Valid
taking
questions,
summer
right?
school in the same dorm?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and I made sure that I drove her the 10 hours or whatever it was
Sure.
to set up for that, and then I picked her up. But
Yeah.
you know,
I would say a large majority of the kids from out of the area that come here will come here like you described for like a 4-day weekend. They'll come down with a parent, maybe spend a day or two at the school, and then spend the weekend at the beach. And
put the kids in, let them shadow a little bit
yeah,
or
shadow
something.
classroom. Maybe we'll do a little preliminary testing and find out where they're at academically. We can review their transcript, things like that. For anybody who's athletically inclined, we want to make sure that the courses and their transcript they have so far qualifies them for college
Sure, so then when they
regulations.
leave, if they're very interested, they already kind of have a game plan.
Yeah.
Football game
Exactly.
plan. I know the lingo.
Good way to throw those metaphors in there, Lynn.
Okay, we're gonna take
Yeah.
a break now.
Right.